Good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. on January 22nd. I'm JC and we are in Kaboom mode. We have a major winter storm approaching tonight and it's going to snow through Sunday morning. This is the upper level. We got a beautiful trough. This green circle is New Jersey. The glow is in a process of cutting off and that's going to drift towards Outer Banks and move out. Now this surface low is getting underway as well. That's also going to drift over the Outer Banks. Once that gets to here is when the winds will really start to crank out of the east. And once it gets out to here is when the winds will switch to the north-northeast and change any mixing over to snow for southeast New Jersey. Look at the radar. You can see precipitation has already made it into New Jersey. Most of it is virga, however, which is snow that falls but evaporates before hitting the ground. It brings the dew point temperatures up and it brings the temperatures down, and they meet at what's called a wet bulb temperature, which should be below freezing for most of this initial snow. So snowfall is going to start falling soon. I would say by 8 p.m. it should be snowing for many areas, and it will accumulate quickly. Here's my final snow map. This gray area represents the northwest cutoff zone. There's very dry air to the north here, very low dew points, and there's also a lot of confluence. So the precipitation is going to get its froth blown off by it, and that's why it could go from a very significant amount down to nothing, whether you're 10 miles north or south. So there's a lot of uncertainty in here as to where that cutoff is going to fall. This light blue area represents the general 10 to 15 inches plus that I think is going to fall throughout the entire region. The light pink area represents where I think mixing can occur, especially tomorrow when we have onshore flow off the ocean. The mid-levels are going to warm up from the Atlantic, but we have the strong high pressure in place, so we'll see on this pink area. I openly admit my uncertainty on this pink area. It could be a little further into southeast Jersey, it could be a little further out. We'll see. But for the majority of New Jersey, I would generally expect a foot of snow, possibly 2 feet if it overperforms. This red line here represents where the flooding potential is the greatest, as well as the higher winds. Winds are going to be very high for everybody, maybe 40 miles an hour gusts inland, but on the coast you could gust 60 plus. That's going to help bring the waters into the back bays and the barrier islands and possibly present a moderate to high risk flood. So I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow morning from Long Beach Island. I might use Periscope, I might use YouTube Live. Whatever it is, I will post a link to it on Facebook and Twitter to give you a heads up. Tomorrow night, I'll likely be in the Pinelands, hopefully getting dumped on by snow. So I will post observation threads tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday morning. And I will tag the National Weather Services at Mount Holly and Upton so that they can see real-time observations from all of you. So thank you for your pictures and reports. It's going to be helpful to the National Weather Service. So once again, we're in Kaboom mode. I'll see you online. Have a good evening.